Today we're going to be solving logarithmic equations. And there's two types. The first type is when you have a log on both sides of the equal sign. The other type, type 2, is when you have a log on one side and a number on the other side. Okay, so let's start with the first type. The first step is to condense each logarithm. It means to condense. Condense means we're going to turn it into one log instead of two. So guys, looking at number 6, how would we condense this log into a single log? Yes, it would have to be 68 divided by 4. Can someone please put that in the calculator and tell me what that is equal to? 17, thank you. So guys, this would become 17. We condensed both of these logs into a single log. We use the quotient property. Whenever you see a subtraction sign, you divide these two things. Okay, now let's look at step 2. We have condensed it. Let's look at step 2. Use the one-to-one property. So if log base b of m is equal to log base b of n, that means m is equal to n. Basically, what this is saying is log base b and log base b cancel out. You're left with m equals n. That's when the bases are the same. So let's use that rule. Let's use that one-to-one property here. This is log base 4. This is log base 4. What we are left with is 17 equals 3n plus 11. And from here, you just solve. So I'll give you guys a moment to solve this on your own paper. Solve for n. And what y'all get?
Dose.
Good, 2 or dose. Okay. All right, now I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to get you started on number 4. How would we condense this? This is a plus sign between the logs. So what would we do? Yes, you would multiply. So 4 times y is 4y. 4 times 5 is 20. And guys, we have log and log that cancel out. So we're going to do 4y plus 20 equals 72. And I'm going to let you guys solve for y. I'm going to pause here. You guys tell me what the answer is.
What?
Okay, so we get y equals 13. Okay, so I'm going to pause here. You guys are going to work on that. Let me show you the second case. So the second case, we have log equaling a number. So we're still going to condense and then we're going to isolate the log. So what it means by isolate is get rid of this -7 and add 7. So now the log is by itself on this side. Okay, now step 2, write the equation in exponential form. So guys, please write this down. What is the base?
3.
Yes, the base is 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into an exponential equation with base 3. What this says is 3 to the power of log base 3. 3 to the power of 4. That's what this is saying. Okay? So this cancels out. 3 to the power of log base 3 cancels out. We're left with 4x plus 8. Then we have 3 to the power of 4. Help me out with this. 3 times 3 is
9.
9 times another 3 times another 3, 81. Okay, and then we solve. So you guys can do this part on your own. What do y'all get?
4.
Oh, sorry. Which I'll get. 81 minus 8 is 73. And then you divide it by 4. 18.25. That's not a pretty number. Oh well.
I'm confused. How come, when you simplified it from the log 34 plus 8 equals 4, you didn't?
All right, number 13. Let's look. First, we have to combine, right? We need to condense this. So this will be log of, we have to multiply. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 5 is negative 10x equals 2. Okay, so we have condensed it and it's already isolated. Now, the next step is to turn this into an exponential equation. Guys, what is my base? Good. The base is 10 because this is blank. They didn't write it. So it's base 10. That means I'm going to raise both sides. I'm going to make it an exponent. I'm going to make the base 10 on both sides. And this cancels out. What we are now left with is 2x squared minus 10x equals 10 squared is 100. Okay, now we need to solve this quadratic equation. I'm going to write this as 2x squared minus 10x minus 100 equals 0. Can we divide all this by 2? Okay, let's divide all this by 2 and we'll get x squared minus 5x minus 50 equals 0. Now, I need two numbers that will multiply to negative 50, but add to negative 5.
Negative 10 and 5.
Yep, negative 10 and 5. Now, you can use whichever method you want to factor. I'm going to use grouping, okay, because we just learned how to do that. So we'll do x squared minus 10x plus 5x minus 50 equals 0. We will split it down the middle. All right, so the GCF on both sides, this is going to be x. So this will become x minus 10. Divide both of these by 5. This will be x minus 10. So my factors will be x plus 5 and x minus 10. And I guess we can put the 2 on the outside. It doesn't really matter if we're solving. These are my factors. So let's go ahead and solve. This will be x equals negative 5 and x equals 10. So those are your solutions. Now, what we do need to check, let's go back to the steps. You always need to check for extraneous solutions. You cannot have log of a negative number. This is a no, okay? If you plug your answer back in and you get a negative on the inside, that means it's extraneous. So let's check and make sure that these are not extraneous. I can tell because this is positive. If you plug it back in, it's still positive. So this is an answer. However, this one, let's check real quick. If I plug in this negative 5 into here, will that be negative or positive? It'll be negative. If you plug in a negative 5 right here, 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. So this is extraneous. This is not one of your answers. Okay, negative 5 cannot be an answer because if you plug it back in, you get log of a negative number and you can't do log of a negative number. If you plug in the 10, both of these will be positive. This will be positive and this will be positive. So 10 is an answer. So guys, you need to check and make sure that you don't get an extraneous solution.